Low Nose Boxing in the building. I'm in here with my boy Peterson, aka JYD. Y'all know him on Instagram, the Terrible John. Came all the way down here from Philly to get some work in New York, man. So yo, Jay, tell him, man, how long you been fighting? How long you been boxing from the beginning to now?
I started boxing when I was 23 years old. Oh, Peterson. A lot of people say Peterson, but I really don't never care about my name being messed up because everybody call me Jay. Everybody call me Jay. But I've been boxing when I was 23. I started boxing late. My daughter needed open heart surgery. She got open heart surgery when she was 3 months old. At that moment right there, I was like, I gotta do more. My job was cool, but it wasn't enough. I started fighting for my daughter from that moment on when I was 23. And then I had 6 amateur fights, 6-0 with 5 knockouts as an amateur. Couldn't really get no more fights. So then I just jumped in all pro camp. And that was my amateur career, being all pro camp. Then I turned pro when I was, I want to say 27. And I turned pro with Breadman, 27, 13, 12 and 0, 11 knockouts. One pro.
Well, first off, God bless your daughter and everything. You know what I'm saying? It's an amazing story. So what do you say to people that they say boxing is something you got to start young, being that you started at 23, still a young man, but relatively in boxing age, they would say starting late. What you got to say about that?
As long as you live in a ring, as long as your reason why is bigger and better than your reason why not, then that's all that matters. Don't bullshit, don't cut corners, don't fuck around. I started late, so I knew I had to catch up. So my first 2 years of boxing, I had money saved up to where though I didn't work a job or nothing. I literally only went to the gym every single day, never missed a day, non-stop. Even if I had to walk in the rain or snow or whatever, I ain't make no excuses. I didn't fuck around, I got to the gym. If you start late, don't make no excuses, don't fuck around, do what you gotta do, live in the gym, because you got a big ass gap to close against you and your competition. Close that gap and make it happen.
So once again, being that you obviously you dedicate yourself 120% to the sport, right? Started training late. Would you consider yourself a fighter that picked up fast in terms of your learning curve? Because some people, they could train for a long time and still don't got it. Some people, you can just teach them like that and they get it like that. Would you consider yourself a person that learns fast when it comes to boxing?
Because of my circumstances, yes. And that's because I was working with a bunch of world-class guys ever since I started fighting. So when you working with world-class guys, you learn either you're going to keep getting your ass kicked or you're going to start kicking ass. And I wasn't going to keep getting my ass kicked. So I'm learning, I'm never stopping, and I'm just building and growing nonstop. That's all it burned out. So I had to learn quick because I was baptized in fire. So
name me some of the guys you was around, being that you had to learn on the fire against top-notch fighters and trainers.
Caleb Plant, Julian Williams, Kyron Davis, Jerron Ennis, B.Y. Jennings, Steve Cunningham. I got work with Trayvon Marshall, Stephen Bricklayer Hops, Damon Nicholson. I got so many damn people, man, a lot.
And you sparred with damn near all of them.
I sparred with everybody that I just named. I sparred and worked with everybody that I named. Everybody.
So being a true student of the game, I'm pretty sure you was also a fan of the sport, correct?
Yes.
What fight? Let me 5 fighters that you watched growing up and that you implemented a little bit from their styles and added it to your toolbox.
I started watching boxing not since I was a kid, but when I got more of my teenagers and I watched a lot of throwback fights, a lot of older fighters. A lot of fighters that I watched a lot of was Roberto Duran, Hagler, Winky Wright. I love Winky Wright. I think he's super underrated.
Yeah, definitely.
I watched a lot of Evander Holyfield, Manny Pacquiao, Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather. Like, these are some of the guys that I watched when I was coming up. Then when I got into boxing, I just dove deeper into it, the more and more I got into it.
Okay. Well, those are some legendary names you mentioned right there, especially Roberto Duran, one of my favorites of all time. Absolutely. In my opinion, the greatest Spanish fighter of all time.
Yes.
Speaking of Spanish fighters, we got an incredible fight coming up between Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford. How do you see that fight going? Break it down.
I see that fight going in one of 2 ways. It's either going to be, it depends on how they come out fighting. So it's either going to be, I think, Crawford by decision or Canelo by stoppage. I don't see it going any other way. And that's no disrespect to Crawford, because Crawford is a hell of a fucking fighter. But I just the only reason I say stop is because Canelo is used to getting hit by guys that are 68, 75 plus. Crawford has never been hit necessarily by somebody inside, and Canelo is used to that power that Crawford is going to bring. So I think that Crawford does have the ability to outbox Canelo, though. I do. I think he has the ability to outbox him, but as long as Crawford does not get drawn into a fight, because you can draw Crawford into a fight because Crawford is aggressive, he's mean. So if you touch Crawford a type of way, he gonna want to touch you back and get that shit back. So I think if Crawford doesn't get drawn into a fight, he can win on decision. But it has to be a convincing decision, not looking like he's running around. Like, no, it got to be a convincing decision. And if Canelo catches him, then it's stoppage.
Okay. What about the other big fight we got coming up in November? We got Devin Haney, who is his dad, Bill Haney, comes over here a lot. He trains his little son over here. Devin Haney got a fight against Jerron Ennis's nemesis when they was at 147. Brian Norman Jr. How do you see that fight going?
I'm going with Haney. I'm not a fan of Brian Norman. So it don't matter who you up against. I'm never going to his corner. I'm not a fan of him. I'm not a fan of him or his team. I'm not a fan of him.
Okay. Now what about the talk that's going on with potential Teofimo versus Shakur Stevenson?
I think it's a good fight. I think it's an interesting fight because although outside of the ring, Teofimo got a bunch of shit going on with him, he can fight his ass off. But I do think sometimes that Teofimo fights to the level of his competition sometimes. But he's a very tricky fighter. He's a very skilled fighter. And Shakur Stevenson is a master at distance and defensively. He's also a wizard. So it's like, if you can't close that distance on Shakur Stevenson and get through that, then you're going to be in for a long night because he's not going to let you touch him. It's like you got shit on your gloves. He ain't going to let you touch him. But Teofimo is talented, is skilled, footwork impeccable. He has a very high IQ. So I think it's a great fight. But I think I would slightly lean towards Shakur Stevenson because I think closing that gap is going to be hard. But if anybody can do it, I think it would be Teofimo or Tank. Or the two who I think would be able to close the gap.
By the way, congratulations. You won your last fight.
Thank you.
Knockout?
Yes, second round knockout.
When do you look to get back in there?
We're working on a date right now for possibly October or whatever is in that range. I typically try to fight every other month.
Okay.
If as long as all is well health wise.
Okay. Now, if it was up to you, if you could have your dream fight that you could have, legend, past, present, whatever, 3 guys for you, who would it be?
It would be Hagler, Pacquiao, and Roberto Duran. Because I love all 3 of those fighters, so they're 3 of my favorite fighters ever. Pacquiao's my favorite.
And let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
JYD _ world on Instagram, JYD _ world on Twitch. We live on Twitch even now. We just had a big stream, sparring. It was dope, working with Showtime. And on TikTok, it's JYD _ world 1. So all of them is the same except TikTok. TikTok is the one at the end.
All right.
And shout out to Low Nose Boxing too, man. Listen, he in the field, baby. He in the field. He getting around. He me in Philly, getting some good interviews, getting some good footage and some good work. So tune in to Low Nose Boxing, baby.
Yeah, bro.
You'll know boxing.
All right. Yeah.